Kinda Pregnant review. Amy Schumer's Netflix comedy is kinda dull. Will Forte and Damon Wayans Jr. also star in this feature about a woman who pretends to be expecting, after growing jealous of a friend who's having a baby? In Kinda Pregnant, an inert Netflix comedy directed by Tyler Spindel from a script penned by Paiva and Amy Schumer, baby fever leads to questionable decision-making and a bizarre, but ultimately predictable, adventure. For as long as Lainy Newton, Schumer, can remember, she has wanted to be a mother. In the first scene, we see a young Lainy, Jayne Sowers, using her dolls to stage a birth with her friend Kate, Julianna Layne. Bonded by the quiet grief of losing a mother, the girls assume their roles. Lainy is the pregnant patient spewing expletives, and Kate is the supportive pal, or maybe she's the doctor, yelling, "Push." Even though Kate hates playing this game every day and doesn't even know if she wants to be a mother, she indulges Lainy, who thinks having a child is one of the most important things a person can do. A few decades later, Lainy and Kate are living in New York and still close. Lainy is a public school English teacher in Brooklyn, and while it's not entirely clear what Kate does, the two wake up to each other's FaceTime calls, a sign of their enduring intimacy. But when Kate tells Lainy that she's pregnant, the news threatens to destabilize their relationship. Having recently broken up with her long-term boyfriend, Damon Wayans Jr., Lainy now resents that her best friend gets to live the life she dreamed for herself. In the vein of adult best friends and babes, Kinda Pregnant observes what happens when friends start growing in different directions. Unable to admit the depth of her jealousy, here, the narrative veers into baby mama territory. Lainy distances herself from Kate to indulge in her own fantasy. The middle school educator starts wearing a fake baby bump and attends a prenatal class where she befriends Megan, Brienne Howie, a fellow, and real, mother-to-be. The light takes outrageous turns and Lainy soon finds herself romantically enmeshed with Megan's brother Josh, Will Forte, in a development meant to heighten the emotional stakes. Unlike Delaney Buffett's endearing debut or Ilana Glazer's maternal romp, however, Kinda Pregnant doesn't deliver on charming main characters nor sustainable humor. It's a state affair, coasting on its zany premise and a handful of amusing moments. The central friendship is so underdeveloped it inspires questions about why the two characters are still in touch, and Schumer doesn't quite balance the emotional and comedic requirements of her character in a meaningful way. The result is a film composed of awkward gags and stilted poignancy. There are a few clever bits in Kinda Pregnant, which considers the way the world treats pregnant people. Although Lainy says she wants to be a mother because of her own loss,